Hello.
How are you?
Good, good. Thank you.
Man, that was a big win for you. How do you feel?
Yeah, just as I showcased up in the cage there, a lot of emotions. I was doing some math work over there. I haven't won a fight since 2018, so a lot of up and downs. But we made it happen. I made some changes, as I mentioned. Also, new team, new camp, new everything. Worked out well. Very glad.
Yeah, you were very emotional. Can you share just what was going on through your mind?
Yeah, just a lot of thoughts, my family back home, they're supporting me 100%. You know, being out here for 2 months, and not to mention coming off 4 losses, pretty tough. 'Cause, this being your job, your career for such a long time, and just having those losses and you start to question, excuse me, start to question yourself. Hey, what's going on? Why can't I pull this off? What is the matter here? Is it physical? Is it mental? Is it emotionally? So you start to question those things, and you have to add it all together and figure out a way. Just like life. You got to figure it out, and we were able to figure it out. I'm very glad I made the choices that I made this last time, and we pulled it through.
What was the game plan going into the fight?
Yeah, game plan was to utilize my characteristics that I have been using for such a long time. Um, I don't need to go super specific here, but it's just going back to what I used to do, um, utilizing my angles, utilizing my counters that I've had, some success. I've had a lot of success with it, and it seems like as the years gone by, evolution of the sport or whatever it may be, I stopped using those things. Um, Totally, I stopped using. Maybe just a mind shift. I could not utilize. I was using the wrong strategies. Some personal team problems back home as well. But we got it all figured out. It's a good feeling.
You kept catching his kicks. Was that something that you saw pre-fight, or was that just something in the fight that you just figured you could do?
Well, I catch his kicks on my liver, on my ribs. That's where I catch his kicks because he kicked me pretty good a couple times. Yeah, I need to work on defending those because that was pretty open. I mean, one of the kicks he landed on me was the first. I think it was the first kick of the whole entire fight. He felt like a knife going through my sternum, right on the V over here. And yeah, it took me probably a minute to get my breath back, and a little poker face. But we made it through, right? We made it through, and I was able to implement my game plan, as we discussed.
You've had this long career, getting a little bit older. You made the move to Extreme Couture. I guess what was the decision behind that, and how did that working with Eric and Dennis and all of them help you?
Yeah, of course. The decision, and I was just talking to coaches over here. It's funny because when part of the Vegas decision was the PI. Obviously, the UFC PI is here, but sometimes the UFC PI is a great physical facility, but you don't have the mentors. They're more professionals up. They're super professionals up in there, but you don't have the coaching, the game planning. You got to do that in the gym, in the MMA gym, and so part of the decision was the PI, and then when I came to Extreme, it was like a bird flying from the sky. I just landed there because I had no previous planning with coaches. I was just talking about it with them. I had no previous, hey coach, I'm coming in July. I'll be there for 2 months. I just popped in, and they accept me with wide open arms. They know how I feel about this. Great respect, man. Um, they trusted in me. Look, I'm a little old guy here. This guy's got some losses. And just being sincere. I'm not saying coach thought that like that, but in general, that's what the game is all about. Hey, Raphael has some losses. Now he's popping up here. Hey, what are we gonna do? And they did not do that. They accept me right open arms, like a true team member. Um, put a game plan together. It was a little short notice because of my planning not being very good, but it worked out well. Worked out well. They accepted me to the team. Um, pretty high level, pretty high level um, army that they have up there. It's so many guys. Sometimes it's so many guys, and it worked out for me. I started enjoying myself back in the training room, um, training at the higher level, grinding, 3 practices a day. I started feeling myself again, and ultimately I was able to, implement my game plan for a long time.
Will you continue to do camps there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure. We were getting close to the end. I mean, I don't want to cry about this right now. We're getting close to the end, but yeah, it's definitely you'll definitely be there, even if I'm not actively. Like I say, if I decide to retire, I'll still be around to help the guys. There's some up and comers in the gym, like my friend Mateos. He was like my babysitter, Mateus Camilo, just an up and comer guy, man, and he was with me from day one. I've got here ever since ever since fight day, from day one to fight day, he was with me. So I definitely want to be around.
And then finally, just talk about the relief you have of snapping that 4 fight skid, having everybody doubt you. Is he getting too old? Just talk about the relief that you have.
Yeah, it's just a big relief for sure. I mean, there's no other words there. Just a relief. But a relief, but a sign that if you put the hard work and you're sincere, obviously believe in yourself. I mean, if you're sincere to yourself, um, and obviously I put myself to the test as well. And I mentioned that to coaches too. I say, hey man, I don't want no sugarcoating. Hey, you're looking okay, and then you're not physically up to the task. And little by little, I was building up my body, and I felt I still got this. When I turn 40, either I'll retire or I'll give it one more shot. So I put myself to the test, and starting to feel good about it. Mentally starting to pick up, even learning new things. Obviously, going back to my characteristics, the way I fight, but learning new things as well. It worked out well.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I've just got one for you. You can take a drink if you want.
No, it's okay.
You mentioned that during the losses you were wondering, is it physical, is it emotional, is it mental? What did you decide that it was, or do you feel like you never really got that answer?
To be honest, I think it was mental. I think it was more mental because physically I can still, even at my gym back home, not my gym, my family gym, I can still, even training like traditional jujitsu, I'll put the gi on. I can still feel I still got it physically, quick. I can do some of the moves that I used to do when I competed. Um, Working out, I can still do the stuff that I used to do when I was a little bit younger too. So physically, I can tell I'm still there. It was more mental, just changing things and trying new things and new styles. Like I mentioned in a past interview, I was trying to change my style of fighting, um, maybe to please, maybe a little frustration because I never got a title shot. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I need to change my style. Otherwise, I never had a title shot. I'll never will get one if I don't change my style. And that kind of bit me. bit me where I wasn't supposed to be bitten on. Yeah, that was the main thing.
Do you think that the fans underestimate the mental side of fighting?
I think the fans don't understand right now. Only the fighters, only high-level athletes really understand. And this happened not just to me; it happens to a lot of guys. Happen to you name the fighters. Sometimes they're a mental breakdown. They lose a fight they're not supposed to. A, a quick mistake and cost them a fight. So it happens. It happens to a lot of high-level athletes for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I know you were talking about how some of that doubt was sinking into your head after the losses, and I know you said, hey, I'm 40, I want to give it one last shot. If tonight didn't go your way, would that have been it?
Yeah, to be honest, probably. And just because, and I'm not being proud about it. I'm not being, super proud about this. But even I would have probably made a switch to featherweight. I'm not positive if I would have still be in the UFC. I don't know. 5 losses. It's probably not a good number to be in the UFC. But if I decided not to retire, had lost today, I'd probably move up in weight class just because, I feel I was losing muscle. I was just mentalizing all these things, and unfortunately, you have to think of the loss. But yeah, it worked out fine. My team, the guys trusted in me. My teammates, they trusted in me. They mentioned I had a great weight cut despite being it's tough. It's 20 pounds of freaking water and muscle, but I can recuperate pretty good, and worked out good. Worked out good. But had I lost, maybe a retirement for the bantamweight division. Yeah.
Did at any point during this stretch, did the move to featherweight ever come to mind here? Did you ever try to approach the UFC and say, hey, maybe I want to try featherweight for a fight just to switch it up, or did you want to just stick with bantamweight and just because you knew that you
Yeah.
done well in the division, obviously?
Yeah, yeah. It was just a thought. I talked to my manager about it. He even mentioned to me this week. I think he saw me a little dehydrated. I was a little skinny. He was like, "Hey, is this your last fight at bantamweight? Win or lose?" He mentioned. He mentioned to me. Um, Obviously I won, but I felt good to be honest. I thought I'll be a little bit weaker. But this weight cut was tough. It was always tough, but it's one of my best um, weight cuts. I felt strong. You can always improve, obviously. You can always get better. I felt my cardio could be a little bit better. Um, Strategy was good, but defensively I can always be a little bit better. But it worked out fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, and you looked fantastic out there.
Thank you very much.
I mean,
Thank you
it
so
looked
much.
really good.
Thank you.
You talked about relocating for a couple months for this camp. Was there ever any designs to come to Vegas and move to Vegas? And is it too late for that at this point?
That's a point that I was talking to my family. I don't know. I think it's excuse me. I think it's probably a little late now. Like I said, I wish I could just sit here and yeah, I'll move to Vegas, but I just like to be realistic. It's probably a little late now. If I was 5 years younger, I'd probably move here. I just move to Vegas, and I like the environment. It's easy to get around. City of Atlanta is no joke right now. I mean, we've traffic is insane. I think they did a survey. It was like 20,000 people moving in every week or something. Like consistently for 3 years, 20,000 people moving into the city. It's a lot of people right now. It's hard to get from place to place. Here, I can get to the gym in 5 minutes. I can get to the PI in 5. I'll get back to my Airbnb home in 10 minutes. So it's a lot easier logistics for sure. Yeah, I wish I would.
And last thing for me, I mean, you talked a little bit about the mental switch, how you felt that it was more the mental side. Coming here, being with all the young kids that are out there, switching a new camp, did that sort of
Definitely.
reinvigorate you?
Definitely.
And are you pulling energy from them to kind of further yourself for longer?
Definitely. Yeah, and that builds character inside the training room. That builds confidence. Obviously, you're going against all these high-level guys. Builds confidence, and physicality. You can hide physicality if you might have a great mindset, but if physically you're not there, you're kind of hiding from yourself. So I wanted to put it all in the table. Say, hey, do I still have it physically? Can I get in there and roll with this guy and spar? Three new guys, the Shark Tank. So you've got four guys on top of you, each round fresh, young guy. So I wanted to put myself in those situations for sure, and that builds confidence little by little, week by week. You start to rebuild. Not everybody can take it. Not everybody can handle and can withstand the physicality. It's not easy. It's not an easy job to be able to preparing and being ready for a high level UFC fight. It's not easy, and I was very fortunate that I was able to put myself in those tests and absorb and get better. Yeah.
And then now after this victory, you feel you got at least a couple more in you still, huh?
Yeah, I do feel, let's see what happens. It's getting close to the end, but I feel I still have, a little bit left. I take care of my body. I've just competed recently. I competed in my 50th clean USADA test, and 3 more, so 53 clean USADA tests. Physiologically, my body feels good. I can, even with the weight cut, which is not easy, I can still manipulate the body obviously with help of professionals. But yeah, the shell still got a little thing left on the thing for sure.
That's good. Well, we're looking forward to seeing some more. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you very much, sir.